Sati quits her body. It's the last verse in this chapter. Tair alatya tudai sarve. Tair alata yudai isave. Brahmacha saha guyakaha. Brahmacha saha guyakaha. Hanyamana disho bechur. Hanyamana disho bechur. Ushatbir brahma techasa. Ushatbir brahma techasa. Tair alata yudai save. Brahmacha saha guyakaha. Hanyamana disho bechur. Ushatbir brahma techasa. Please chant. Tair alata yudai save. Brahmacha saha guyakaha. Matajis? Tair by them alata ayudai with weapons of firebrands. Save all. Brahmataha the ghosts. Saha guyakaha along with the guyakas. Hanyamanaha being attacked. Dishaha in different directions. Bechuhu fled. Ushatbihi glowing. Brahma techasa by Brahminical power. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the Ribu demigods attacked the ghosts and guyakas with half-burned fuel from the yagya fire, all these attendants of Sati fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Techas, Brahminical power. The word Brahma Techasa, used in this verse, is significant. In those days, Brahmanas were so powerful that simply by desiring and by chanting a Vedic mantra, they could accomplish very wonderful effects. But in the present age of degradation, there are no such Brahmanas. According to the Pancharatrika system, in this age, the entire population is supposed to consist of Shudras, because the Brahminical culture has been lost. But if anyone displays the signs of understanding Krishna consciousness, he should be accepted according to a Vaishnava Smriti regulations as a prospective Brahmana and should be given all facilities to achieve the highest perfection. The most magnanimous gift of Lord Chaitanya's is that the highest perfection of life is available in this fallen age. If one simply adopts the process of chanting Hare Krishna, which is able to bring about the fulfillment of all activities in self-realization. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gananchana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Svabadantikam Manchakalpa Darupyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tar Aratta Yudai Sarve Pramata Sahaguyakaha Hanyamanad Isho Buche Bechur Ushatbir Brahma Techasa. When the reboot demigods attacked the ghosts of and Guyakas with half-burned fuel from the Yagya fire, all these attendants of Sati fled in different directions and disappeared. This was possible simply because of Brahma Tejas, Brahminical power. Aha. We said we speak in English, no? Yes. Gibt es deutsche Übersetzung? Jemand kann für Paramparusha, Balaram übersetzen? Von Englisch ins Deutsche? Freiwillige vor? Ha? John, kann übersetzen? Okay, deutsche Übersetzung gibt es dort in der Ecke bei Bhakta John. Bhakta John Prabhu Ki. Machst das bestimmt super. Genau, ja, hier haben die Freundinnen, wie sagt man, die Servants, die Diener, no, English, sorry. The servants of Sati, they were angry because Sati went into the fire, so they were ready to attack, as far as I remember. Yeah, they came forcibly, and then Bhrigu Muni, he saw the danger, and he offered oblations, and performed some fire sacrifice, and from the fire sacrifice, some entities appeared to get rid of the Guyakas and the the ghosts and the Guyakas. And what is described here is that the Brahma Tejas are the power of a Brahmana. Bhrigu Muni was so powerful he could manifest to this sacrifice these powerful entities to get rid of the demonic influences and the ghosts who were attacking at this point of time. And Brahminical qualities in our age, it's not the same like in the previous ages. When we perform Saya sacrifices, it's not that all of a sudden some demigods appear or Vishnu himself. Maybe subtly we can't see, but definitely when we perform some yajna and worship the Lord always reciprocates. He always will accept our humble offering, even though not perfectly performed. After you do puja, there's a mantra you chant: Mantrahinam, Kriyahinam, Mantrahinam, Chanadana, Yat Puchidam Maya Deva, Paripunam Tad Astume. It means, my dear Lord Chanadana, whatever little puja I have performed today, even though without proper worship, without proper mantras, and without the right devotion, please let that worship become complete. A very nice prayer, actually. We should remember that, because not only when we do puja, whatever we perform, it's mostly not perfectly performed. But we can pray to Krishna, especially when we worship the deity, or if we have some special service related to the deity in the temple. We should pray to Krishna. Krishna, please accept my service. Somehow, with your mercy, I'm here now and able to render some small service to your lotus feet. And I know I'm not perfect. I know I have no devotion. I know I'm full of faults. And I don't know how to worship you properly. But please accept my service. That's the mood of a devotee. And then Krishna will accept. Krishna doesn't need us to clean, to cook for him, to worship him. He's not on an ego trip. Come worship me, I'm the best here, you have to worship me. No, he wants love. He wants see that we have some small spark of love in us. And that he will grab, that he will take. Everything else is just external, but it will help us. If you go to the altar, if you go to the kitchen especially, you have to be clean. You can't enter the kitchen if you not showered, if you have no clean clothes, clean dhoti. Because it's a spiritual world. It's an extension of the spiritual world. It's direct service to the Lord. So it's very important for us to be clean, to perform achmana, to clean our mind, to clean our body. It's good to chant before. In certain temples you're only allowed on the altar if you chant a certain amount of rounds. I think Hungary, no? How much? You have to chant 8 rounds, no? When I was there, he told me also 8 rounds. They need to chant before they go on the altar. That means they wake up the deities at 3:30. They have to wake up at 2:30 or 2 o'clock to chant 8 rounds. But it's good. It's if you chant some rounds before your service, it connects you with the Lord. It connects you with the holy name. And then we can render our service in a much better consciousness. Like I came now, I did some pranayama. I was teaching some pranayama here nearby, Dreisesselberg. And it's described in the scriptures before you take a bath, before you worship the deity, and before you chant the holy name. I mean, you chant, doesn't say the holy name, but Gayatri or Japa. You should perform pranayama to purify your mind. And it's true, if you perform some activities like this, your mind will be more calm, your mind will be more peaceful. And then your service will be much deeper, much better, because you're focused. The fluctuations of the mind are not so strong, you're not distracted. You don't have so many thoughts and desires, because you're happy, you're peaceful within. And then you can really use all your qualities and focus on the worship of the Lord. And to come to the point that we have Brahma Tejas, that we so powerful that we can attract with our yagyas the demigods, I think we're far, far away from that. First we have to learn some Brahminical qualities. You know some Brahminical qualities, maybe you can tell me. Cleanliness, truthfulness, compassion, yes. Simplicity. It is actually already Vaishnava qualities. There's 26 Vaishnava qualities and 7 Brahminical qualities. Samo, Damas, Tapo, Saucham. Peacefulness, to be self-controlled. Austerity, Saucham, purity, you said. Means not just pure clothes, also pure in the heart. Kshanti Achavam Evacha, to be tolerant, to be honest with others, honest to yourself, also connected to truthfulness. The last remaining leg in the Kali Yuga is truthfulness. Yeah. If you want one quality in life, then be truthful. Because purity and compassion and renunciation, it's very diminished in the Kali Yuga. It's very rare. You find it in not many personalities nowadays. But also truthfulness, it's very difficult to find someone who is truly truthful. Yeah. But this can save us from Kali. It's a very important quality. Jnanam Vijnanam Archavam. Jnanam, knowledge. Vijnanam, realized knowledge, wisdom, brahminical quality, and Archavam, religiosity. Yeah. These are the natural qualities of the Brahmanas. And who of us can say that we have these qualities fully manifest? Maybe to a certain degree, but we should work on ourselves. We should write it down. I know a very important person in my life. She wrote down the qualities of the Vaishnavas when she was pregnant, that she can read it and that the child gets these qualities from the Vaishnavas. And just recently somebody also talked about the same qualities and mentioned also Bhakti Bhushan Swami said you should write it down and you should hang it somewhere and every day you should read it, the Vaishnava qualities. It's very important. It will uplift our consciousness, uplift our mind, and we can make a checklist how many of these qualities we have manifest. On the other hand, we have the enemies: lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, madness. And I remember when I went first time on Sankirtan, one devotee told me, you will see when you go out on Sankirtan, then the 6 enemies will attack you. Krishna will hold the mirror in your face and he will show you who you are. And I was reflecting on that and was thinking, okay, pride, no, I'm not proud actually. I'm very humble already. Madness, maybe a little bit madness is the illusion, yes. But anger, greed, no. Envy, no. I'm actually very advanced. And remember, I went on Sankirtan and book distribution. Sankirtan, we refer to book distribution, to go on the street and distribute Krishna conscious literature to all the souls out there. And then all of a sudden, you will find the proud, the envy, the illusion, the lust. Everything comes up. Krishna will purify you in your heart. It's like terrifying, but also nice and sweet that Krishna takes care of us. Yeah, this is the other side. We should make a checklist where we are, where we stand, where we want to go to. And Brahminical qualities is only a small part. It's like Daksha, he was a Brahmana. He was referred as Brahma Truk. Brahma Truk means also Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhus are friends of the Brahmanas. He is born in a Brahminical family, but he doesn't show the qualities of a Brahmana. And one of the main qualities is of the Brahmana that he is soft-hearted, that he's a big heart for everyone. He shares compassion, kindness, love to others. Maybe sometimes they get angry, but at the same way they should also be forgiving. Also, the main quality of a Brahmana is to forgive. What to speak of a Vaishnava. We can't process, we can't make advancement in our spiritual life if we hold a grudge onto someone. And then when we leave this body, it will be difficult to leave the material world behind if we still have unsolved problems, issues with other people, with other devotees. We can also see the Brahmanas, for example. There was a story in the Krishna book, Krishna Lila, 10th canto. And the cowherd boys, they were very hungry. They wanted to eat. So they came to Krishna and they wanted to eat something. And then Krishna's idea was, let's go to the Brahmanas. We asked them for some prasadam. And but then Krishna thought maybe it's not such a good idea if he goes there. And he asked Krishna actually to go there. But he thought, no, he sent the cowherd boys to go there. Yes. And he said, but don't mention my name because I'm actually born like in a Vaishya family. They are Brahmanas, and usually they also don't give to the Kshatriyas oblations, but maybe we have more luck with Balaram, because he is known as the son of Vasudev, a Kshatriya. And if you mention his name, maybe they give you something to eat. And the cowherd boys, they went there and they mentioned, yeah, we want something to eat for Balaram. Please give us something. And the Brahmanas, they didn't care. They were just concerned about their yagya and what these boys want. They just asked for some donations here, for some oblations for Balaram. And they were not willing to give, even though they were very qualified, high-class Brahmanas. Especially in previous times, it was different to be a Brahmana. You were born in a Brahminical family, and mostly you had the qualities of Brahmanas. And then the cowherd boys went to the wives of the Brahmanas. And the wives of the Brahmanas, they were full of joy. They were so happy that they have now a chance to serve Krishna Balaram, to give them some prasad, or some bhoga. I don't know actually what they give them, because I think it's prasadam, because the parents also they offer it to Vishnu and then they give it to the cowherd boys and to Krishna Balaram when they play. But you could see the wives of the Brahmanas, they were immediately inclined to render some service to the Lord from their heart. It's different. And Krishna says, Yoginam apisavisham matgat and anta atmanam shadavam pachade yomam se sayem yukta tamo mataha. If I got it right. That the greatest yogi is not the one who just goes in the forest and meditates for hundreds of years and lives by himself, or the Brahmanas who perform big sacrifices. No, the greatest of all is who always abides in the Lord, who always thinks of the Lord, who always renders transcendent and loving devotional service to the Lord. And Krishna said, he is intimately connected with me in yoga. He is the true yogi. Krishna said, this is his opinion. In the 6th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, it's about dhyana yoga, about meditation. And he gives all these various forms of how to approach the Lord, how to worship the Lord, in meditation, all different kinds of techniques. But then in the end he said, no, the best technique is to always think about me, always abide in me, always render your service to me. That it was Krishna wants. Like today in the class I was teaching pranayama, and I always try to bring some Krishna conscious aspect inside. But it's not so easy with non-devotees. It's different when you teach with devotees. You can speak about Krishna. You don't need to speak about God, the universe, the divine. It's so abstract. But at the end, the ladies, they were a little bit older, and I always try to give them something at least. And then I tell them a kind of meditation, and then I let them understand. Ask them, who are you? Are you the head, the finger, the hand, the body? Do you say I finger, I head, I body? Then I wait a little bit and let it sink in. And I look at the faces, and you can see they are thinking about it. And then, you say my body, my hand, my finger. So who are you? It's something you possess, but who are you? And then I talk about Sat Chitananda, Sat, eternal, never born, never die, no beginning, no end. You will be always there in the present moment. Chit, full of knowledge, wisdom, consciousness, awareness. Like the sun is illuminating the whole universe, in the same way the consciousness is illuminating the whole body. And you are Ananda, full of bliss, happiness, spiritual ecstasy. And after 1 hour of pranayama, they can experience something is there. And sometimes, today was no time, but sometimes I go further and then I say, but it's not just you, the soul. It's also 2 birds sitting on a tree. One bird enjoys the fruits of the tree, and the other bird eats the fruits of the tree. It's the soul and the super soul, Paramatma. But then I don't go further and talk about them, about Krishna. But at least something they can take. Yeah. And so we should, in any activity, we should somehow try to connect it with Krishna, with our spiritual process. May it be in a yoga session, or if you go to work, you try somehow to connect other people with Krishna. Doesn't mean you give them a book or you feed them prasadam every day, maybe here and there. But just by your example, you don't need to preach. Like how is the saying from Franz from Assisi? Sometimes a talk. What you know this?
Something like always preach, but use words only if necessary.
A little bit different, but something like this. Yeah. That you should always. You should always preach or something, but only sometimes you talk, something like this. So that doesn't mean preaching doesn't mean you talk about Krishna all the time and they don't want to see you, they don't want to hear anything anymore because everything what comes out is Krishna. But you show by your example, you live Krishna consciousness. You show them how happy you are. You show them how nice preparations you bring every day to work. You're not interested in the mundane talk. Maybe you start reading, you bring prasadam. Navina Nirada, when he flies somewhere in the airplane, he always has some samosas, some prasadam. And then some people look at him, what is this? And then he starts talking and give them some prasadam, and then he carries some small books, give them a book. Yeah. But in any activity we should preach. Preach to ourselves, preach to our mind. When we do service, connect it with Krishna. Not just roll the giviks here together. No, think about it. Hey, I can roll here giviks for Krishna. It will come into the Gilam and tomorrow it will be offered during the deity greeting. Become ecstatic. Last time I went and there was Priyat Banu here and I said, sorry, I can't talk now. I must cook, I have to cook now. I said, no, stop it. Don't say it like this. You're allowed to cook. You want to cook for Krishna, not you have to cook. And then I immediately changed. Yes, I can cook for Krishna now. And sometimes we think it's like our duty and oh my God, I'm again on the schedule, I have to cook now. But think about that in the spiritual world. Who can cook for Krishna? Radharani? But here at our home, in the temple, we can cook for Krishna every day. We can offer it to the Lord. Amazing, no? Krishna is so kind, so merciful, that we are allowed to cook for Him. Yeah. And the wives of the Brahmanas, they were fully surrendered. Like the last teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. What is the last message? What we should do. After Krishna explained everything, what did he tell Arjuna? Yes, just forget about everything. That's important. Your dharma, your activities, your duties, your religious principles. Just forget about it. Just surrender unto me. Savadama parityacha mam ikam sharanam vracha. Aham dvam savabhabibhyo mokshyai shamima suchaha. And then I will take away all your sinful reactions. I will take away all the burden. And you can experience when you connect with Krishna, Shri Shri Prahlad Nishingadev, Bhagavan Ki. When you connect with the Lord, then all of a sudden everything becomes light. No? Think about it before you know Krishna, before Krishna consciousness, 10, 20 years, 1 year, whatever it is. Think about the time before Krishna. How life was like heavy, no? I remember when I came here first time and then I was here for a few weeks and then I realized I feel so light. And all of a sudden I started dancing in kirtan and moving, and before it was a little bit difficult to open yourself and you stay here and okay, we are still in Germany, it's still a little bit stiff, everything. It's our nature. In other countries they jumped in the rooftop. in South Africa or India. It's a little bit more flavor there. And for myself, I love to dance. And then Chandramani Maharaj, we were in Mayapur, it was a Christmas party, and then he told me, I always see you dancing. And some devotee announced on that day, I got engaged on that day, like a few days before, and he announced it in front of everyone. And Maharaj heard it, and then he said, but I hear you're engaged now. He said, soon you will stop dancing. I said, why? He said, yeah, I can see when brahmacharis become grihastha, they stop dancing. He said, you have too much burden, too much weight. I said, no, Maharaj, I will never stop dancing. And then 1 year later, I met him again, and then he remembered this. He said, yeah, you never stop dancing. I'm happy. But wait till you get children. And I have to say, he was right. Not because it's a burden, but it's nice. But you can see it's different. As brahmachari, you're free. Everything you do is to serve Krishna, to serve in the temple, to wake up for Mangalarati, to go out and preach. There's no other responsibilities. So it's more light. But Grihastha Ashram should be also like this. We should be ecstatic. We shouldn't see it as job. I have to take care of my family. I have to go to work. Oh my God, to make money. No, we have to go to work because we want to serve our family. They're also Vaishnavas. Everything we do for our family is devotional service. And when we see it in this light, the small change, then it becomes devotional service. Yeah. If I sit in the yoga class and teach yoga, and I pray inside, Krishna, somehow let me connect these people with you, somehow, then it's somehow devotional service. Yeah. If we cook in the kitchen to feed our own belly, today I can cook, make some nice paneer for me, some fried pakoras, and some nice chutney and halava that I can enjoy. Who cares about the others? I just cook for more because I'm here now, but actually I cook for me. Then it's not devotional service. There's no credit, there's no benefit. It's aparat against the seva. But if we change our mindset, hey, I can serve the devotees, I can cook for Krishna, for Nishingadev, then it becomes devotional service. It's so easy actually. And Krishna said, Ma suchaha, do not fear. Yesterday, I had this question since a few weeks or months already, and I asked Maharaj yesterday. Actually, in the beginning I didn't know, I will not raise this question now because it's a little bit, not weird, but I didn't know if some other devotees also reflect on that or have the same opinion or thoughts about this. But I asked him, what is his opinion about the fear of meeting Krishna? Did you ever thought about that? When we come here, we think, I want to see Krishna, I want to become a devotee. But after some time, why we don't become a pure devotee? Why we're still struggling with our anatas and with our habits and with our, all the bad influences and some skaras we have from previous lives and from this life. When Prabhupada said, it's just a moment, just a minute it takes to become a pure devotee. It's just a decision. Krishna says, Ma sucha, do not fear. So what is this fear? And yesterday I asked Maharaj and he responded the same way I thought about it. And I was reflecting yesterday and it's so deep in us. Because when we really face Krishna, imagine you see Krishna today, he appears. And then you can't enjoy anymore, it's over. Because he will purify you so much. Your material life is finished. There's nothing else for you to enjoy anymore. Like Dhruva Maharaj, when he met Krishna, he said, I prayed for broken glass, but I met you, my Lord, who is a diamond, the black diamond. And the same is for us. We're looking for pleasure in this material world. But we don't see that actually Krishna is already here. And imagine we take this effort, we just say, okay, from now on I'm yours. Krishna Tumadahana Krishna Tumanahaya Bare Ekabara Maya Bande Haite Krishna Tare Parekara means one is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya. So we can get free from the material illusion immediately. Krishna says, when one sincere and seriously says, my dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for so many years, for so many lifetimes in this material world, but from this day on, I'm yours. I'm your sincere and serious servant. Please, Krishna, engage me in your devotional service. It's a nice prayer. And we should not just pray it with our lips. We should really meditate about this. And we all came to this point. Whoever is here now, I suppose, came to a point in his life where he said, okay, Krishna, I want to be yours. I surrender. And then everything became blissful. Krishna took everything away, everything unnecessary, and gave us a life full of bliss, eternity, and knowledge. But then after some time, something happens and we lose the taste, we lose the focus, and we just live day by day to just somehow finish our rounds, to fill our bellies, to finish our service, that we find some time to read or to do some other nonsense. But read would be the best, that we use our free time to read and hear about Krishna. But yeah, we come to the point, I'm so exhausted, I can't do it anymore. Devotional service. It becomes such a burden. Why? Shouldn't it be joyfully performed? In ecstasy? So why it happens that devotional service becomes such a burden to us? Aparadha. You know this word aparadha? It's this word radha is in this word. And aparadha in Gaudiya Vaishnava Bengali, dictionary, aparadha means shunya radha, means absence of radha. So when we do aparadhas, Radharani will go away. The mercy of Srimati Radharani. And she is the pleasure potency. She gives us all the happiness and bliss we experience in our devotional practice. And if we offend other devotees, she will not favor us. And we have different kinds of apparatus. We know Nam apparat. We have Seva apparat, we discussed before. That we go on the altar and we didn't shower, we just, I have silk dhoti, I don't need to wash it anyways, it's silk. Full of food, you just put in the toilet or something, It's a little bit extreme. But Seva apparat, we should be careful, not commit Seva apparat. What else we have? We have Vaishnava apparat, that we offend other Vaishnavas. That's also in the offenses against the holy names. Blaspheme the Vaishnavas. Should be very, very careful how to deal with each other. Because this is the entrance to the spiritual kingdom. To deal with the Vaishnavas in a nice way. To serve them, to please them. Hey Prabhu, can you come and clean here a little bit? Hey Prabhu, can you wash my plate? Hey Prabhu. Hey Master. You call the Vaishnavas, hey Prabhu. And then you always ask them for service and thank you. Such a nice nut. She understood it. Vaishnava Seva. She serves the Vaishnavas, makes her happy, makes her blissful. And now you have to accept it, accept the nuts. It's a Vaishnava activity to share gifts, receive gifts, share prasadam, receive prasadam. And that we should also do as Vaishnavas. The service to the Vaishnavas is the most important. It's everything we have. Without the Vaishnavas we will be lost. What else apparat we have? Guru apparat. Guru apparat. That we don't follow the orders of the spiritual master, or that we think ourselves better than the spiritual master. Sometimes you see some faults. He looks tired. How can he be tired? Shouldn't he transcendental platform all the time? Or, I don't know, maybe he quotes a verse wrong. And then they say, hey, this verse was wrong, I know it better. Or you think about him badly or speak about badly. Not your own guru only, also other gurus. Senior devotees. Dharma apparat, somebody said, To offend the Dham, to offend the devotees in the Dham. In the beginning when Bhagavan. Against Krishna. In the beginning when I went to India, I always burned myself or cut myself. I had always some severe stuff with my feet, always. And they always told me, this was aparadha against Krishna, this was aparadha against Vaishnavas. But one time I burned my foot and it was so painful Like I was bleeding like for 1 month. I had to go to the doctor. They put bandage every day. And then I met the God sister, and she told me, "Oh my God, you hurt your right foot. It was a aparat against the dam." She said, it was in Mayapur. "You have to go to Dameshwar Mahaprabhu. He is in Navadvip. You have to go there and you have to pray, because he can remove all the, all your apparatus and all this burden, all this, everything you did." And then she told me, and I got really excited. I was like, somehow I felt like, okay, I have to do this. I have to go there and I have to pray for forgiveness. And then I told it a few friends, and they also came with me. 2 twin brothers from Switzerland, and Lochan came. And we went to Dameshwar Mahaprabhu, and then we were praying, and I remember I was chanting. We said, we go there, we chant 4 rounds. And these 2 brothers, they started to cry. For half an hour they cried. They couldn't stop crying. It was so intense. I had goosebumps all over my body. It was so nice experience. And I could feel with each moment I spent there, with each round I chanted, I became lighter. I could feel the burden of my offense went away. And then I was thinking, what was my offense? What did I do wrong? And I remember when I came the 2nd or 3rd time to India, to Mayapur, then I thought, I know how it works. I know how to talk with the rickshaw wallahs. They said 20 rupees. No, I will give them only 10. I know how it works. I know what to say, and I felt a little bit like better. I could really feel some small. It was not much, but a little bit was there, that I feel like superior to someone else in the Dham, and that's why I got purified. Krishna didn't like it, and then in this time I had lots of time to reflect and to read. And I couldn't go to kirtans much and dance and parikrams, but I was mostly in my room and went to the temple. But I had lots of time to reflect, and go deep. And I could see this was a blessing of the Lord. But it was Dham Aparat. So whenever you be in Mayapur, go to Dameshwar Mahaprabhu. He's in Koradvip, in the city of Navadvip. And go to this temple. It's a wonderful deity, Vishnupriya deity. She worshipped this deity. When Mahaprabhu left, he gave her this deity, or him self-manifested deity of Mahaprabhu, that she can worship him. And she worshipped him till the end of her life. And once a year, this deity, he looks like Mahaprabhu, and once a year, on Vishnupriya Thakurani's appearance day, they dress him as Vishnupriya. And he stands like this, with lots of mercy, his hands are open, wide eyes, very beautiful, very amazing deity. Actually, then Lochan, he fell in love with this deity, and he started meditating about this deity. He had it on his phone, and he always wanted to worship this deity. And then I was in Vienna in the temple, and I saw this deity standing there. And then I asked everyone, who belongs to this deity? It looks like nobody's worshipping him. And then Mataji, she started to cry. She broke out in tears, and then, I can't worship him anymore, and I feel so guilty, and please take him. I said, no, I just ask. It's like, I don't want to take him from you. And she said, no, I don't know. Now you ask me, I think it's a sign, you should take him. And I was like, okay. And then she said, okay, let me think one day about it. And immediately I thought about Lochan, to give him this deity. Lochan was one devotee, he lived here in the temple, Brahmachari. But I thought, if he doesn't take the deity, I will take it for myself. It was also like the same deity like in Mayapur. And I didn't know that he was already in love with this deity, and he had him on his phone, and he started worshipping or like praying to him on his phone. And then I took the deity with me. She gave it to me next day, and I arrived here in Simhachalam after book distribution in the van. And I said, Lochan, come in the van, I have something for you. I said, no, what do you want to do? You want to beat me? I said, no, come. He thought I want to do something to him. I don't know why. I never beat him, by the way. And then he came inside, and he was crying. He was like, Dameshwar Mahaprabhu, you worship him? No, it's for you. And he couldn't believe it. It was like very emotional experience. Yeah. So I just thought like I need to share this. It was nice that he came in his life because he started worshipping him. So very merciful deity. When you Mayapur, please go there, and you will feel the relief. You will feel you can breathe again, and it's really like in your heart. It's touching. It's very beautiful. You can go there. You can even buy sweets on the way. There's some sweet stall like boga. You buy and you bring it, and they offer it, and then they give you the sweets. And they have the lotus feet, the same lotus feet like how is it, padukas, like they had since 500 years. Like the time Vishnupriya worshipped the deity, and they put on your head. And then the Puchar gives you garlands and tulsis, and you get so much mercy. Like when you go there, you will be blissed out. And then nearby is also this, what is the name? This temple of Maya, Broda Maya temple. You can also pray there that she not reveals the Dham, but that you get protected, that you're not in Maya when you enter the Dham. Because Mayapur is the city of Maya. So it's also very easy to fall in Maya there. And there's also Shiva Lingam there. You pray to enter in the Dham. And Jagannathas Babaji Samadhi. Very amazing place. I always go there many times when I'm in Mayapur. To come back to the verse, was about Brahminical qualities. And Prabhupada writes, okay, to finish the apparatus, we had the apparatus. So we had all 5 main apparatus. But there's also one more, just came into my mind. Jiva apparat, to offend the Jivas. This karmist outside, the materialists, what do they know? You know, or sometimes we speak like this, oh, I'm going out to preach to the demons. You know, but there are also souls. There are also Krishna's devotees. You think Krishna loves you more than someone else? No. Krishna loves us all, same. So if we start seeing people like lower, then we will not progress in devotional service. But if we see them now, okay, they are covered. They are souls like me, and I'm also covered still. But somehow I got the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Somehow I got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Somehow I got the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And so what I have to do now, what can I do now? I also need to give him some mercy. You know? Be kind, be compassionate. And Krishna, he will see, you know, he will give you everything. If you're kind to all souls, compassionate, loving, humble, tolerant. And Krishna will give you the whole world, everything. When you see advanced devotees, how they act with people, not just with devotees, with people, they're so merciful, so kind. All the life is all about how to uplift us. So that Krishna wants to see. And if we commit this apparatus, then Radharani will go away. She will not give us the bliss we are longing, the connection with Krishna in his service. Because if we do our service the whole time and we the whole time unhappy and sad and burn out, who will stay here? Who can continue? I mean, I just moved out, not because of that. But also, okay, so some parts also was like too much, you know, just the mind. But if you're blissful, if you're connected, if you're Krishna conscious, nothing is too much. Doesn't matter if you're in India, in Vrindavan, if you're in Simhachalam, in Frayong, in America, in India, wherever you are. You're Krishna conscious, your Vrindavan is in your heart. Krishna, Radha and Krishna will be always present. If you're truly happy inside, you don't need any change in the outside. Yeah. Even if you change your body, Guru Maharaj said, it's just a change of service. The service never stops. Bhakti, it's not just, oh, I love Krishna, I love all the souls, everything is so nice and one, and we're all together. Let's circle a little bit and hold our hands. It's not Krishna consciousness, it's not Bhakti yoga. Bhakti, devotional service. It's all about service to the Lord. Not just moving obstacles, moving our body, with devotion, with our heart, with our feelings. And then we can understand Krishna, not with anything else. Also the misconception about yoga, nowadays it's all about exercise and feeling good, the mind, and anti-aging, having a good skin, being healthy. But this is nothing to do with yoga. Even when we speak about jnana yoga, karma yoga, yoga means to connect to the Lord. Jnana yoga means you connect to the Lord through knowledge, through meditation. Karma yoga, to activities, to offer the fruits to the Lord. Bhakti yoga, to offer your devotion. Also Ashtanga yoga, you practice the yoga, eightfold yoga system, but not to emerge with the impersonal, no. To find the Lord, Vishnu in your heart. Yoga means to connect. Everything else is no yoga. Bhakti mam avachanati yavan yash chasmi tattvataha tato bhakti mam abhichanati yavan yas chasmi tatvataha. Tatvo, what is the verse? Tato mat bhaktim, no. Vishatetat anantaram is the last one and the third line. So, yeah, can't remember, but the translation is that bhakti mam abhichanati. Krishna reveals, he shows you, you can understand him only to bhakti. And then if you want to know him in truth, there's no other process, only to devotional service. There's a lecture of Prabhupada where he quotes this verse and he started to cry. He said, you don't know who you're dealing with, the way you deal with Krishna. You have to be very careful. Bhakti mama bichanati. Tato mam tatvado kyatva. And this was tatva, the truth. You know me only in truth. To bhakti. And then anantaram, you will enter vishatetat anantaram. You will enter into the kingdom of God. Actually, remember in the translation verse it says thereafter anantaram, but ananta is like eternal and ram, pleasure. So you enter the eternal life of pleasure. And Prabhupada translates it with kingdom of God. Yeah. So we can enter the abode of the Lord through bhakti, through the process of bhakti. And Brahminical qualities, for us, to develop them, we start with the 4 regulative principles. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, only marriage. And then, slowly, gradually, we will develop these Brahminical qualities. Then more and more we develop also Vaishnava qualities. If we only follow these 4 rules and regulations without devotees, without chanting, without temple, then we will be on a mundane platform. Then we become brahmanas maybe, what is also good. But to get Krishna, we have to do something more. And that's why Prabhupada, he not just gave us these 4 principles, he also gave us to chant the 16 rounds. Yeah. And to chant not 5 rounds or 4 rounds or 100 rounds, no, he said 16 rounds. Because it's manageable in our time. And we should be accountable. If you want to achieve something in life, you have to be accountable. You have to make a checklist. And if you have a goal in life, then you have to check yourself. So that way you have your rounds. Not just, okay, one day I feel like I chant 1 round, tomorrow I don't chant, next day I chant 32. Accountable. And Krishna, he is in his holy name, all his potency. Namnamakari, Bahudani Sava Shaktis. All his energies is in Krishna's holy name. And in the Kali Yuga, now, the only way we can attain Krishna is through his holy name. Temple worship is nice, yagyas are nice, everything is nice, but the real process is the chanting of the holy name. Kali, Kale, Nama Rupa, Krishna Avatar, Nama Haite, Hayasave, Jagat Nishtara. In this age of Kali, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, Krishna appeared in a special form in the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And in this form of the holy name, when we chant the holy name, we can directly now associate with the Lord. So simple, no? Yeah. So we want to become brahmanas, but that's not the goal, it's just a means to an end. We want to have these brahminical qualities. It's very important to uplift our mind to sattva guna, to experience pleasure within, and then it's easy, much easier to perform devotional service. But the goal is not to become sattvic, healthy, peaceful and happy. The goal is to have a loving relationship with Krishna. And this we can achieve through bhakti, by the chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, thank you for your kind attention. There's 1 minute left, so maybe there's one question or a comment. Everything clear? Nice. Then let's chant today the holy name with full devotion, bhakti, devotional ecstasy, bliss. and share it with the whole world. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, you want to say something? Okay. Okay. I should give you a lecture. All good. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda